Alright, so we got short notice replacement Luis Pena, Violent Bob Ross, as you might know him, versus Drakkar Klose. So Drakkar Klose was supposed to be versing Jai Herbert. Had a bet on Jai Herbert, so pretty much the only reason I'm taping this short notice fight. But Luis Pena, very good, good replacement. Should be a good fight. Luis Pena, he has a 6-inch height advantage, a 5-inch reach advantage, even though he's coming up from featherweight. He's a very long guy, got a good frame for the division. He's had a pretty easy, cruisy UFC career so far. He's only beaten like a certain level of fighter in the UFC, so we're talking like Richie Smullen cut, Matt Wyman retired, looked terrible since he came back. Also, who else? Oh God, who else? Who is it? Oh yeah, Steve Garcia. Probably not UFC level. Who's the other guy? Steven Peterson, who's tough but pretty easy to beat. So yeah, interesting short notice replacement. But let's get into the striking of these two. Alright, so Luis Pena, he's long. Klose was preparing for a very long fighter in Jai Herbert, so the styles aren't too different. Where it does, what they do kind of differentiate is the grappling, but we'll get into that in a bit. So Luis Pena on the feet, he's a southpaw. He uses that Philly shell defense. He's not Mayweather with it, but he rolls with the punches pretty well. He can lean back without bringing his shoulder up, as per the perfect technique for Philly shell defense. But he's pretty good with rolling with punches and doesn't get hit clean too often. Now we'll stay with Luis Pena. So he can get a little predictable on the feet. He will throw the 1-2, the 3-2. But he has a limited amount of combinations that he throws on the feet, so his opponents can get the read on the 2 because they know it's coming. They can duck under for a reactive double, or lock up a single or whatever, start a scramble, or they can just try and counter him with like an overhand right or something like that, because it's coming when he takes that big step in. He throws 3-2. Sorry, if he throws the 3 or the 1, it's coming. And for Drakkar Klose, because Pena's going to be crushing forward, and getting in close when he extends on that too. So Drakkar Klose, he does this thing in close. He'll clinch pretty much any time his opponent's in close to him. And then, look for a hard right off the clinch break. That's probably his most successful shot, in my opinion. He's got fairly predictable movement, like at range. He just kind of follows you around the cage. He bites on feints pretty hard. I don't think his stand-up's all that, to be honest. But where it does get interesting is that Pena, he doesn't check leg kicks very often, and Drakkar Klose has really nice low leg kicks, and he'll up the volume on those as well. So yeah, but yeah, a few things these guys do that I've a little issue with is the Pena, he will back up in a straight line. So, backing up a straight line, Klose is probably going to shoot a takedown, or it just leaves you open for takedowns on the fence. But he trusts his scrambling ability, but it's just a little exploitable. And for Drakkar Klose, it's the predictability that we talked about, predictable movement around the cage, but also predictable tendencies in close where he grabs for the clinch and stuff like that. But yeah, so in the grappling department, so Pena on the ground, he's pretty scrambly. He's, very goes for a lot of submissions. He's got decent transitions, when he's trying to maintain control of either the back or the back body lock and scrambles. He'll to cinch up the back body lock, he'll use a body triangle, but he's very good at transitioning to where his opponent's moving, and also keeping that body lock in a scramble. So keeping dominant position and holding it there. But yeah, he's very good at taking the back. Once he takes the back, he's hard to shake off. But generally, in any position, he looks to advance to dominant position immediately, either mount, side mount, back mount, however you want. But yeah, I think generally Pena has the scrambling advantage in this one. Drakkar Klose, he's he's got some takedowns. His driving double, it can be shot from a little too far away. He doesn't set it up all the time. When he does get the takedown, he doesn't have the greatest top control. I think Pena's probably going to do more damage off bottom than Drakkar will on top. And also, I think Pena will be able to get up pretty easily if Drakkar does get him down. But yeah, so on the mat, yeah, what these guys do well. Pena, where are we? Yeah, we talked about that body lock, the body triangle that he locks in to secure back mount. Also, he's got a nice guillotine trap. He'll feint the guillotine. Well, he'll fake try to lock in a guillotine, go into a cradle position, and then use that to pass guard. But if it's if the opponent's not hand fighting or whatever, he will commit to the guillotine. And also, once he does get in dominant position, he'll look to get that arm triangle. He's got those skinny arms. He can slide in those chokes fairly easily. But also, when he's in the clinch or when he's got the body lock, he will jump back. Like, he will jump onto the opponent's back to try and secure like a body triangle. And one thing I noticed about Drakkar Klose is that he doesn't defend like the body lock at all. He kind of just sits there and waits for the ref to kind of break it up or whatever. Or he doesn't like hand fight at all. Even if like someone's got a rear naked choke grip on him and it's pretty much in, he doesn't hand fight. He just kind of guts it out. If Gyagos, if Pena gets to the position that Christos Gyagos or whatever his name is got to in the second round in their fight, I think it might be night-night for Drakkar Klose. But also, just generally, once he's on his back, he's pretty defenseless, in my opinion. He doesn't have too much to offer. Some things that Pena does that I don't really like is that he accepts bottom position really easily. So it's just not a great position to be in. If the fight does go to decision, it's like judges don't view it favorably. Even if you're doing a lot of damage, they generally just they're lazy. They'll just give it to the guy in top position. It's pretty black and white how the judges view top position. It should be more nuanced, but it just isn't, and that's just how it is at the moment. So yeah, also he will, when he's shooting for like a single leg or a double leg, he will keep his head like, if he's going for a head inside single, he'll keep his head like way too far. Well, not way too far, but he'll just leave space in between his head and his opponent, and it gives them the opportunity to sink in that guillotine, which he's been caught in a few times. Richie Smolin caught him with it. Karma Worthy caught him with it. And it's just, and his hair doesn't help, his hair pretty much cinches it in, and he's got that skinny neck too, so he's pretty much made for guillotining. And also, it just doesn't help that he sticks his neck out by keeping his head away from the body. But yeah, it's all good. We will go into how these guys win their fights. Alright, so how these guys win. For Drakkar Klose, he's got good cardio, he pushes a decent pace. He can be a slow starter, but he picks it up late. He's got good volume on the leg kicks. Forward pressure, pretty much doesn't stop coming forward in the second and third rounds. For Luis Pena, he's got good reversals off bottom, he's got a good frame for the division, and he's got good scrambles. And how these guys lose, so Pena, he has low volume, he doesn't put his stamp on fights, I don't know if he, overestimates what he's doing or something like that, because he tends to take the third round off a lot, or he just doesn't push a pace that he definitely could, because I think he has more left in the tank after the end of a fight. He's not someone who's going to leave it all out there. It can lead to these, razor close fights that he has been on the losing end of throughout his career. Maybe it's poor fight IQ, probably something that can be fixed with a good head coach. For Pena as well, he's got subpar takedown defense. He goes for those low percentage submission attempts. He's also, he's got a very light body. He's got long legs, so, he's kind of a target. You can see people lift him up in the air without too much too much issue. So yeah, I think he's just a bit of a target to be lifted, honestly. For Drakkar Klose, he has, you know, poor takedown defense as well. His balance doesn't seem very good when he's defending takedowns, especially the single leg. The striking tendencies that we talked about before, how he, you know, gets really predictable with his tendencies. Also, when he gets on bottom, he has like a hard time getting back up to his feet. He can be controlled in the clinch. Yeah, his chain wrestling defense isn't the greatest. Yeah, just his all-round takedown defense, not the best. Also, yeah, that's it. Alright, so we'll get into the path to victory for these two. Alright, for Drakkar Klose, I think he should pump the leg kick volume up. Definitely target those legs. Knees in the clinch, forward pressure, takedowns, get some top control. If you're feeling comfortable on top, if you think you're, you know, liable to get subbed off your back or off in top position, then yeah, don't play in his guard. Maybe get into half guard and look for control there, or you just keep it on the feet if you're having success. For Luis Pena, forward pressure as well. Also feint a lot, as we talked about. Drakkar bites on feints a little bit. Keep it at distance though. You know, you don't want to get in close, start trading hooks with him. You kind of bring him into his game. But yeah, if he does get you down, look to sweep on top because, yeah, he doesn't have the greatest get up. So if you get on top, pretty much in any, I don't care how you do it, but if you get on top, you know, that's very good. Also the body lock, look to either, you know, control with the body lock or just, you know, maybe throw up a mat return, take the back there, or just jump back if he's offering it. But also, yeah, to stay long for the whole fight. Alright, so how I see this one going, I'm pretty impressed with this matchup that they pulled together in like such short notice. But yeah, we know Pena now. He's been in the UFC quite a while. He's a skilled guy, but tends to be a little passive and throw the fight away. You know, show you know, flashes of poor fight IQ as well. You know, in a perfect world, he would be able to keep close at distance. While he's on the front foot, chaining combinations that aren't just the 1-2 and the 3-2. You know, just chaining combinations, mixing in kicks as well, but he doesn't tend to throw many kicks, and just pretty much utilizing his 5-inch and his leg reach advantage as well. But yeah, he just doesn't kind of do that. Likely it will be a competitive contest on the feet. He'll let Drakkar get in close, you know, start landing shots. They'll go shot for shot. It'll be, you know, very close on the feet, but on the mat, I think it's a different story. I think Pena, you know, if Klose does want to mix in the takedowns, Pena will be very active and dangerous off his back and like looking to sweep Klose, and I think he'll be able to do that. You know, not too hard, or even lock up a submission off bottom. Because you know, Klose usually does mix in the takedowns with his offense, but I'm not sure if he'll do it in this one. Maybe after the first scramble, he might go away with it. But yeah, overall, I think Pena will kind of dominate in the scrambles. He'll pretty much win every scramble. He'll do enough on the feet to either win a decision, or I can definitely see him locking up a submission in a scramble. Alright, so overall prediction, if I had to make a prediction, it would be Pena by submission. Yeah, I think he gets it done by submission or decision, but yeah, I'm kind of leaning submission. So there's no lines out for this fight. So how I line this fight is around 57 to 43 in favor of Luis Pena. So that's around a $1.80 to $2.15 type price if you're looking at the decimal system. If you're looking at the money line, it's minus 133 to plus 110 for the American guys. But yeah, I think anything with Pena as a dog is value. I think he wins this fight, you know, just over half the time. So I think anything you can get as dog money would be good. But you know, Pena's not a guy that you love to bet as a favorite. So if he opens up as a favorite, which I don't know, I'm not really expecting him to. I'm kind of expecting like a $1.70 Drakkar Klose to like a $2.30 Pena, which I'll jump on, absolutely. But yeah, so that's kind of what I think, how this fight's going to go. But yeah, we'll see.